Welcome back to another episode of Bar Down with Old Soul and Rattlesnake. Today we have a very, very special guest, Hockey Hall of Famer, Mr. Brett Hull.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for taking the time to do this.
That is my pleasure.
We really enjoy this. We're going to be asking you 6 questions.
All right.
Okay, first question is, who inspired you as a young athlete?
Well, I got to tell you, up in Canada where I grew up, obviously my dad is a Hall of Fame hockey player, but we kind of you just played hockey. It was like breathing. So as you got older and you started to skate, you just played. It was just something that you did. And my older brothers inspired me because, before I really got to the age where I could be good, I would watch them and I would strive to be, as good as my older brothers. So I would say my older brothers inspired me.
That's awesome, Mr. Hull.
What qualities make a teammate a good team captain?
You have to sacrifice your own personal goals for the team. So no matter how good you are, you have a system in play as a team, and you have to fit in with that system no matter how much better you are, or even if you're not that great, you have to join the team and do everything. And there's many attributes to be a great captain. And there are captains that I've been with that are very vocal. One of my favorite captains of all time was Steve Yzerman with the Red Wings. And Steve was a very quiet leader, but his work ethic and everything he did on the ice inspired you to be better. And that is kind of my version of what a great leader is.
Those are definitely some great attributes.
Man, I want to be a captain one day.
Yeah, but then, it's hard because you have to go to all the meetings with the coaches, and your wife has to plan all the team parties, and so there's a lot more to it than just being a good leader on the ice.
Definitely. What is one important lesson that you've learned as your time as a professional athlete?
Well, there are many lessons you learn, as you start from your rookie year all the way to the day you retire. But I think the biggest lesson is you have to be, from an earlier question, a great teammate. You have to have leadership, even if you're not the captain. You have to show leadership, and you have to be you buy in and be a good person. And a lot of people don't like the word role model, but I do, because I think young kids like yourself, they look up to athletes. And you have to carry yourself with respect and do a lot of the good things, so that like when you watch and learn about me, you go and want to aspire to be along those same veins as your heroes.
What do you believe is the greatest challenge most athletes are facing today?
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's social media. It is, when I played, there was no cell phones until very late in my career. And so now you have to be very careful, as human beings, we like to have fun. And when the guys get together, sometimes we do kind of crazy things. But now everyone's got a cell phone and a camera, as you see every day on TV. So I think social media and what you say on Twitter and things, you have to be very careful what you say, which goes back to our last question about young athletes looking up to you and reading what you say. So you have to be very careful about social media, but you can use it for very good things too. So I'd say social media.
That's definitely why I'm not on social media.
Yeah, same here.
Do you have any advice for young athletes just starting to play hockey?
Yes, I do. And I've said this from day one, that you have to master the fundamentals. Skating, shooting, passing. And if you do those, everything else will, connect the dots and it'll all grow together. So if you're kind of weak at skating, so I'll give you a great example with me. I could always shoot really hard. And so when I was young, I'd go out on the ice and I would just shoot, and I never worked on my skating. And so I wasn't that great a skater growing up. And when all of a sudden I learned that maybe I had a chance to play in the NHL, I was choosing what college to go to, and I picked Minnesota Duluth because they had implemented the U.S. Olympic skating program. And I said, if I'm ever going to make the NHL, that I needed to work on my skating, and that was the best way to do it. And so I wish when I was your age that I worked on my skating, stick handling, shooting, and I wouldn't have had to, I could have gone anywhere I wanted. I had to pick Minnesota Duluth because that was the only avenue to me in the NHL.
That's good to know. What do you think of Eddie Mio?
I'd like to know where you came up with Eddie Mio. Eddie Mio is one of the sweetest human beings alive. He's obviously that way because he's best friends with Wayne Gretzky, also a very close friend of mine. He also, his family are the greatest Italian food cookers in all of the Detroit area. And he is just one of the finest men I've ever met. Now, I want to question you. How do you know Eddie Mio?
He was my stepdad's agent.
Oh, is that right? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, Eddie is a good man. And, obviously he was a goalie in the NHL and a super guy.
Thanks for taking the time to do this, Mr. Olson.
That is my pleasure, guys. Congratulations on your podcast. And, after a couple more months, let's revisit and we'll do it again.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I
thank you,
love
sir.
it. Thank you. Good luck.
Well appreciated. Thank you.